Hello. Hello, everyone. We are here with my student Pascal, a wonderful person who has agreed to be here with us today to give you his interview. Good evening, everyone. All right, go ahead, Pascal. I'll give the floor to you. Introduce yourself briefly. Let us know what you do, what your occupation is in life, and then I'll ask you when you started publishing, etc. So let's talk about your primary job.
Richard, hello everyone. Hello guys, good evening. My name is Pascal Ciondel. I am a physiotherapist by profession. It's a common, quiet job. I live in Leghorn, and I simply work as a physiotherapist.
Okay, so you got into self-publishing, I imagine, because you wanted to increase your income, your earnings probably. So how did your story with self-publishing begin? Did you start by studying with me, or had you already studied other courses, other paths?
No, I started with another path. It was around 2020.
How did it go?
In 2020, I bought a course. Honestly, how did it go? Theoretically, there's nothing to say. Theoretically, it was very well done. It took some time to study it, but the results were poor, very poor, almost zero.
You studied this course, applied it, and the results were zero.
Zero. But doing it is tough. I put myself into studying it. I worked during the day, couldn't wait to get home to study, or I would get up early in the morning to study the course, to do it as soon as possible. I completed the course, as they said, to study it 3 times, but I even studied it 4 times. Maybe I know a little too. I learned little, but I studied it 4 times for safety, yet the results were poor.
Zero. So at a certain point, you decide to rely on us, right? To rely on me and my journey.
So,
Right. Because you said, here.
yes. No, I came to you because you sent me a message after a long period of struggles, a long period of depression, relative depression, because I was a bit down, seeing that I had no results. So I get this call, this message, enlightening in my opinion, truly enlightening, because whether it's destiny or something higher, I get this message, and that's it. I purchased the course. I purchased the course with great pleasure and start studying again.
Okay.
And I see a big difference between this one and the previous one. What difference did you see? But it's a whole different thing. In fact, it's much simpler, streamlined, much more direct. They make you understand things much better. They don't make you overthink too much. Yes, there is studying to do, rightly so, but honestly, it's nothing like that other course. Very smart. They make you understand things quickly. They make you get rid of things that are useless. All those theories, those things that mess with your head and don't make you understand anything. The main thing about this course that struck us, and struck me mainly, is that it is followed constantly, but not constantly once a month, but 2 or 3 times a week. And if you don't make yourself heard, either Richard or Giuseppe will send you messages asking what you're doing, what you're up to, if you're on it, if you're studying, all this stuff that didn't exist before. Before, you would purchase the package, 6 calls, but 6 calls would make you do mini courses. Well, did you find the keyword? Yes, I found the keyword. Let's do the keyword analysis. Okay, now you have found the keyword. Let's look at the BSN. Then from the BSN, we'll see if we can publish. Well, it was very limiting. Then once published, no one followed you. No one told you the ad strategies, which is the main thing in my opinion. Sure, apart from properly registering the book, the cover, subtitle, all that stuff, and the description need to be done well. But the thing is, if you can't manage the ads, all that work goes to waste. In fact, that's what happened. A nice cover was made, let's say a nice cover according to them, then description, subtitle, description, I did like this, then thrown there on the Amazon market.
So you mean that those women would come there, do the bare minimum, and more or less didn't care, right? So that's the concept. Instead, here you saw a completely different approach with us.
Yes, yes, a whole different thing. Make the cover. Let me see it. So I showed the cover. Okay, you need to fix this and that. I sent the cover. How's it going? No, look, you need to fix this other little piece. Okay, the cover is redone. It's a whole different thing. Instead there, they gave you the cover. Okay, all set. Send it off. Without any criteria. Even here, I would send the description to Giuseppe or to you. Look, Pascal, you need to adjust this small term, because otherwise you won't be able to hit the target for which you wrote the book. Everything is different, completely different, and it also gives you a way not to give up. Even though on the other side, I was trying not to give up, but I could see the results.
Of course. And so, since we are already talking about the differences between our course and those available elsewhere, besides this change in approach and strategies, especially on the ad side, which are completely different from all the others out there, another thing I wanted to understand with you is how much you used to spend on the production of all your books, your covers, and how much you ended up spending with us. So, have you noticed any improvements on that side as well?
If we talk about this, I will finish off that other course and completely destroy it. So here we need to tell the truth and nothing but the truth. I tell the truth. So let's begin. Book. If you wanted to buy a bookie on the other side, it was at least 700, 800, 900 euros. Instead, with you buying a book, depends on the freelancer. It can cost from 100, 150, up to a maximum of 200 euros if you want. But there it was an unmanageable situation because even with a budget of 2,000 euros, having done one or two books at most, I would have been finished if I made a mistake with the body.
Oh, yes. Then how did you manage to do the assay?
So you didn't even have money to make the bets. The bets didn't even explain if you needed to have kisses or not. You just went to the cleaner like that. In short, apart from the book, then you had to buy the cover. We had to buy the cover, and the cover was a handmade craft.
Yes.
Now with you, the maximum that can be spent is around 30 euros. 40.
Of course.
There it was, 180 euros per cover.
So let's say there was some misleading information. There we can say to push you to purchase these high-priced services, which in terms of quality are not higher than what we are doing now with a quarter of the...
No, I do them better now. I do them better now with the freelancer. I am dealing directly with the freelancer. Look, I don't like this cover. This cover needs to be modified this way. Instead, there were no opportunities to modify it there. They gave it to you if you liked it. You could return it to them, but you didn't have to. First of all, you had to wait a long time. Here, instead, it's faster. You speak directly with the freelancer. There, you had to contact a company. That company would contact the freelancer. Then they would contact you, and more than a month would pass. A lot of time would pass. Apart from that, there was also the personal buy-up. That stuff I don't do anymore. The personal buy-up. But what is this personal buy-up? I'm not going to rack my brains doing that stuff now. Excuse me, I go to analyze the data, do a keyword search, analyze the data. Yes, okay. I understand I go to do a target. If it is male or female, if it is an adult, if it is for children. Yes, okay. I go to do a small check to see who to target. But there where you go to the person, the age, name and surname and this and that mess, what job they do, if they earn 1,000 euros, if they earn 10,000 euros, if they are a professional, if it became a thing that you said, don't know, I don't know what I am doing, I rely on them. Relying on them, it was 80 or 90 euros to do. In the various courses, they do this, so they create unnecessary complexity. Okay.
Because the complexity then becomes that a person either doesn't feel capable or doesn't have the time or the desire to do this thing and delegates it. There they are, ready to provide the service. Okay.
Richard, but put yourself in our shoes. Put yourself in our shoes. We are beginners. You want to do things right. You don't want to lose money. And what does he do? So naturally, your instinct leads you to seek advice from someone who knows more than you.
Sure. But isn't it a bit of a bad thing to do, right? Because people rely on you and you are selling them a product, a service that they don't need because the buyer persona is useless. It serves no purpose. We have seen it. We have proven it. How to make briefs. Super briefs. It's useless. Like the super ultra quality cover for 500 euros. It's useless. I mean, it's the complete opposite of what is being said,
Yes, but logically speaking, you have to give the freelancer some basic information, but not so meticulously. You give him a kind of input, and but for heaven's sake, as I said, it's the input you give him.
Exactly. We need to understand who we are talking to. We need to understand what their doubts are. Also, if you think about it, the buyer persona is not really exclusive because you and I could be interested in the same book on trading or the ketogenic diet. Yet you and I are two completely different buyer personas with two completely different lives. So obviously, if someone sets up a communication to speak to my buyer persona, you might feel excluded and vice versa. So actually, in my opinion, the buyer persona does more harm than good. So absolutely. Then we already mentioned the completely different ad strategies.
But then the nice thing, Richard, is that even to make a description, right? How do you teach us? But it's simple. There's no need to go crazy. You showed us how to do it, right? You have to do this, 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 and this. You also gave us the example. You also gave us just apply that stuff there without doing anything, without creating, without simple thing.
Sure. Simplicity is key, a few things done well.
But in fact, in your course, there is no option. In the other course, there was an option. If you want to make a book, you can write it yourself. But if you write it yourself, this happens. Besides writing it yourself, there's this other stuff here. But in your course, it's like this. You do it like this. Enough.
Stop. But why exactly us? Having no ulterior motives, because within our path, nothing at all is referenced. Okay, we speak and provide clear information because we want to help people reach their goals. So to get you to the goal, to make you earn, I have to make you do things well. You have to do them yourself. You have to save on costs. I mean, it's a business. You have to save on costs so that you can break even sooner, so that you can...
If you save on costs, you have the possibility to make more books, to have more opportunities to earn. Because if one book doesn't work, you have another budget to make another book. If a book doesn't work, you make another one. There are many possibilities, as happened to me. For me, there are 3 books that I made with you. Well, I went back to redo the old ones because they were obsolete. They were something like 700, 800 recipes when they were useless.
The cost of printing was therefore, let's say we went to recover the old books you had made in the past, with which you had practically earned nothing. So we took those books and said, okay, let's fix these books and see what can be done. And of course, we then made profits from those books. So this is for all those people who might be there with 5, 10, 20 books stuck and don't know what to do? The answer is to work on what you already have, because the profitable keywords are those. I mean, if your books are profitable, you might have 5, 6, 10K a month potential just with the books you have at home.
Throw yourself in, throw yourself in.
So, absolutely.
In fact, with you, I lost those books. I redid them from scratch, from the cover to the book itself, and relaunched it. And those books took off. I started earning from them with the same material, logically, with more caution, with more details, with more adjustments, greatly modified. I didn't just make 700, 800 recipes as they said. Let's leave it, come on. You see that a book starts to take off when before it didn't even make 50 cents a month. Now it makes top K a month, which is something of mine. It's unthinkable. Well, I'm happy.
It turns out that there was indeed something wrong, and that they were applying different strategies, and things are working. Then it is also nice to feel that you have the ability to take, in my opinion, the greatest satisfaction is to take a book that wasn't selling and make it sell, because that is real competence. It means that what you didn't understand before, you now know, you now understand.
Important, but the beautiful thing, Richard, is that now you enter the game, you are the one who plays. Whereas before you didn't play, you delegated, you made a delegate, and you were subject to that company. Instead, now you are the one who plays, you are the one who moves the pieces. You are the one who manages your business based on your information. If it's you. Now, if you make a mistake, I have to blame myself and not others. Look, I made a blunder. Let's fix this blunder, but it can be fixed easily without waiting too long. I know if you don't like the cover, you change it. You don't have to spend a lot of money. You manage it with a small budget, modify it, and relaunch it. This didn't exist before. If you mess up a cover,
For the recovery of Whisper, spend 800 euros.
it's 800 euros. Imagine a cover costing 200 euros, 180, 190. But then for what?
So, let's do a recap. With the 180 euro cover, you didn't sell anything. With the 30 euro cover, you sold more.
Yes, great. But I made a book. I made a copy for 30 euros, but I made more than, I won't even tell you. First 180 euros, but I did nothing. Well, nice. Nice.
And how did you find the live sessions? Because, for those who are just getting to know us now, we do an educational and update live session every Monday. How did you find these live sessions? How did it feel psychologically to know that there is someone on the path?
Honestly, I underestimated the live sessions at the beginning, but once I started seeing them on the cherry tomatoes on the cake, you have to see, you have to participate, because what they give you in the live sessions might not even be mentioned in the course. To say a little more, there's always something to learn. I don't miss a live session on Monday anymore, which is essential. And without them, there's always something to adjust in a strategy, something to modify. In the live sessions, everything and more is said, but all positive. And in my opinion, they are essential. This is a wonderful thing that is not present in other courses. There isn't this direct relationship. There isn't this help that is also given through live sessions, which is not just a thought of Richard and Giuseppe, but there are other guys who contribute to further growth. Even though I don't intervene much, honestly, I like listening to people who know more than I do.
Sure. Besides us, there are people within this framework who are really making significant figures. There are people making 10K, 20K net, 30K net. There's some good networking, right? How have you seen a close-knit community? How do you find it?
Very close-knit, because if I have any problem, I just contact one of the guys. They respond immediately and help me, because I had 2 or 3 small problems. Can I mention one by name? Yes, 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 yes.
Yes, yes. Claudia.
Claudia is a wonderful person, very skilled. As soon as I met her, she helped me make a book completely, so to speak. She helped me with the book formatting, just like Domenico. I send Domenico a few messages, and he replies immediately. Look, Pascal, this Coke is disgusting. There are people who, rightly, don't tell you the keyword because they can't tell you. Because sometimes I have said, can you give me the keyword? Even trying to be a bit sly, but they are very kind. People who help you, people who made me happy. It makes you want to do even more.
Other differences. Great guys. What other differences have you found in other courses compared to our course? What improvements have you seen?
I told you, Richard, these are the improvements, but just being in direct contact with you, just having direct communication, that already makes a difference. Already having many calls, live sessions, messages, Telegram, I have already arranged those for myself, because if I have any problem, Richard, are you available for 3 minutes? Giuseppe, are you available for 3 minutes? But you dedicate 10 minutes immediately, very available. And with the other course, which I took, it wasn't possible. If I had a problem, you had to explain it to yourself, but you couldn't manage it. In my opinion, from my limited experience, many people get stuck for this reason as well. Because problems are there to be faced, like everything else. I work as a therapist. Every day I have a problem, but knowing already what to do, I go to the root of the issue because I have studied it. It's like this in this activity, but if you don't have the basics, how can you tackle a problem when you need to? If there is someone, ask them and say, Richard, I have this problem. Can you advise me on something? If they don't respond, I don't know, in half an hour they will respond to you, but at least you have the answer to solve the problem and you don't get stuck. There is no mental or time barrier. And this is a beautiful thing, that you have a direct connection. A direct line is always to improve. What was the goal? To reach that quota. Don't worry, we are here to support you and help you achieve it. Sure. Now let me preface this by saying that, as you say, one needs to be a genius. If you tell me to learn something quickly on the computer, honestly, you put me in a difficult position. And this is something I experienced myself. Many people can relate to this, honestly. English is not that. But the right targeted things you can still manage to do.
You did very well to say it, because there are many people who ask me,
They get stuck.
hey, but I'm not that good with English. Or they tell me, Richard, but I'm not a wizard with the PC. So this is a great point. And guys, if you put in the effort like Pascal did, things get done and you achieve results. Then there is us for support and everything, but you don't need to be a genius. You don't need to be a native English speaker to get results with this business here.
Every time I do a live stream with Giuseppe, or every time I do a live stream with Giuseppe, or every time I do a live stream with Giuseppe, or every time I do a live stream with Giuseppe, he always scolds me because he says, how come you don't know how to use the computer? How come you don't know how to put 2 screens together? And I don't have Giuseppe, and they do it to tell you. The explanations that Giuseppe gives me are absurd to make you understand that this level is not necessary. Then, if someone knows how to use a computer, they are definitely at an advantage. If one knows how to use, how to stipulate, how to make the covers themselves, it's a whole different thing, rightly so.
But it is not a fundamental prerogative, meaning that if it is not a prerogative, it is the commitment. Okay, then things come together in the sense that I don't know how to make the cover. I'm not a computer whiz yet. I've always had very, very important results. Can you hear me, Pascal?
Sure, I am. Yes, I hear you. I hear you.
Okay. I saw you were a bit stuck for a moment. So all these things we talked about, Pascal applied them and all these differences to the letter. Did they actually produce results or not?
Immediately. As soon as the books were published, the first results already arrived. I was stunned. But is it possible? But it's a real thing. And then I also sent you a message, Richard, and I thanked you. But is it possible that this is happening? What? But is it real? Real for what? Because for me, that stuff was unreal. I heard people earning 20,000, 30,000 euros a month, but I was content with 3, 4, 5, 1,500, but just making 500 made me happy. Sure, you could never imagine a person doing something like that in such an unexpected and surprising manner.
You lose a bit of perspective. It seems that if you don't earn 10, 20K, 30K, but guys, I mean, the average Italian salary is 200 euros per month, 300 euros per month. Saying that already when you make 3,000 and someone makes 3,000, they are ashamed to post the result in the group. But you are talking about double an Italian salary. You are talking about 3,000 euros, which is what real company managers earn.
But I also understand that if you rightly have to work really hard to earn that money in real life, because I see it myself. If you want to have a good budget at the end of the month, I have to stay in the studio for 12 hours. 12 hours from morning to evening without going out, to give you an example, right? As of now, I am in my studio, but making 3,000 to 4,000 euros with this activity is nothing. I have seen myself make 3K in 5 days. Absurd thing, unthinkable thing, but it is possible. However, logically, there is a study behind it.
Exactly. When you do absolutely everything right.
There is the strategy. There is someone who has your back, someone who supports you, someone who pushes you, someone who gives you the right advice, the right path. It's not like you do it randomly. You are rightly guided. And if you are guided, that book will be a hit. Logically, you have to find the niche, the hook, the profitability, all that stuff that is always taught to you. Logically, you can't just publish randomly like that.
Basically, let's say with Pascal, can we say it? Can we brag a little? We reached third place with a book on the UK bestseller list. So your book was the third best-selling book in the entire United Kingdom. I mean, I don't know if you can explain it to me.
Absolutely. I mean, when I went to see it, I would say to myself, is it possible? Is that me? But then, when you see it there, you say, is that me? Again, the cell phone. I come back to the phone. I go, I learn, I reconnect. I ring the new phone. I go, I remove, reconnect. I ring, I sound, reconnect.
I go, I remove them, then I go to reconnect. It's still there, so immediately. And so basically, Pascal goes from years of activity over there in other training courses without achieving a result to coming here. We fix what he already had at home and we relaunch 1,000 euros a day. In fact, I'm looking for your message here. Let's see where it was. Here it is. I don't know if you can see that. Pascal is making a joke, right? 1,000 pats, 1,000 pats, 1,000 pats.
Because I didn't believe it. Then the beautiful thing, right? I didn't know who to express it to, but who do you tell? Who do you tell it to? So I start saying, Richard, this happened to me, Richard. I am so happy that you also need to express this joy, because after so many sad days, so many depressed days, when you receive such good news, if you are inclined to communicate, send a message to Giuseppe, send a message to Richard. Unfortunately, we also sent one to Claudia. Got it from joy. I was so joyful. I wanted to matter. I share with you, you people. And this made me grow because of it.
So basically, 3K net in 5 days. So this month, it seems you're already at 4,000 net, right?
Yes.
So this month, 4,000 net. Can you show us the KTP screenshot? Because you know we are super transparent about everything.
We wanted to show. Okay, let me go check. I'll go get a projection for the month. Wait a moment. Richard A. Because you know I can't handle it, eh? Take it easy. Wait a moment, Richard. Because I had set it aside. But here, no, here it is. Here it is, I found it. Here it is.
Can you share your screen with us?
Yes. 2 seconds. Here it is. See?
Yes. I see that practically 4,005 in revenue and 4,000 net practically. Yes, top. And considering that it has just recently taken off, so yesterday it reached 228 net in one day. Okay. And now, well,
4 days ago, he made, I told you, 1,000 euros 4 days ago. 5 days ago, he made 1,000 euros in one day.
so
Great. I can't complain, actually. It's going very well. I am extremely happy.
this month, you will almost make double net. If the projection continues like this, it is fantastic.
Here, I will reach 7,000. The net amount is 6,000.
So going from zero practically with the same books you had at home to a net 6,002, how does that make you feel?
It has a different effect on me. Then you feel like studying more and doing even more logically. Because then once you've taken that small step, you can logically take another step. And then you always want to do more.
Sure. Absolutely. I am really overjoyed with these results.
Imagine how happy I am. My goal, logically, is to work only with self-publishing.
Sure. Stop sharing so we can come back on the big screen and they can see us.
Okay.
So your goal is to make a living from self-publishing, practically speaking, to detach a bit from your job and have a bit more time for your family, I imagine.
Free time. Free time to dedicate to my hobbies, to my family, to myself, and to travel a bit more. That's it. This is my goal, and I will achieve it. Sooner or later, I will achieve it. I am sure, I am sure, I am on the right path. I have found the right people. I have found the right course. I have been looking for it for a long time, and now it is honestly coming true. It takes time, little by little. I am in no hurry because no one is chasing me. I do the work with method, even though human instinct wants everything immediately. But you understand that when you rush, you only make mistakes. Then it's nonsense, so you do it with criteria. You sit there, study, improve, do a bit more, make mistakes, go back, then move forward and achieve results. I see that in the group, there are people who are much better than me. Honestly, compared to them, I am nothing. But I consider myself lucky and proud of myself. However, I aspire to be like the many people in the group who do so much more, and I can't wait to reach their level, definitely. I am a source of inspiration because, my God, if they made it, can't I make it too? Of course, they are normal people. Slowly but surely, I will succeed.
Sure. There are people who have an extra gear. They are normal people. They have 2 legs, 2 arms, a head. If they made it, anyone can make it. Now, I obviously don't want to take credit away from these people. That's not what I mean. But I say that the powers.
I think those people put in a lot of effort.
Exactly. You put in the dedication, the consistency, that's what makes the difference. Then you can do it. You can do it. Like anything else in life, you can do. If you put in the effort, do things and follow the right people, you'll get there.
But I wake up in the morning with the thought of making the video. I watch the video. I take the route right because I'm telling you something silly. And Animorno comes out. On the way, I watch a video. I watch a live stream. So much so that now my focus is there. The focus is there. So I watch a live stream. I watch it multiple times to understand. If I didn't get something well, then I watch it again. And at this moment, I watch the live streams to learn better. By now, the focus is on that.
This is the correct mental approach. That is, you need to focus when you do something. Really put in the effort, and the results will come. There are dozens and dozens and dozens of people who have achieved significant results with us. Just put in some more effort. Okay, the results will definitely come.
They are very effective. They arrive. Listen to me. They arrive, but with the right course.
Exactly. So it takes commitment, right? Of course, it takes commitment and the right information, because if you commit yourself, if you commit yourself with the wrong information, with the wrong tool, you will never get there. If you want to build a house and you start with a small hammer, it will take you 20 years, right? That is, you also need to have the right tools to do things and at least the correct information that is not tainted by ulterior motives, like the ulterior motive of, as we said before, selling you the product, selling you the service, selling you the cover, selling you the software. Because these are all pieces of information, like that of the buyer persona, the brief, which complicate things and obviously slow you down, making you waste a lot of money besides not being actually functional. So absolutely, yes, be committed.
Also the fact that they sell you that mindset for making money, the one they sell you for financial mentality, for heaven's sake, it's useful. No one doubts that it's useful, but that has nothing to do with the course. You do it separately.
Yes, indeed.
If you want a great financial advisor, you say, look, I want to learn that too, but what good is it to just take the course? It only wastes my time. I can't manage to do anything. Then I also spend time studying it. Instead of taking 3 months or a year, it takes me 3 years to achieve a goal. Exactly. And here in 2 months, I have already hit all the numbers.
Exactly. This is called productive procrastination, meaning people say, okay, I'm not getting results with publishing. And what I need to do is because of a mindset problem, or rather, they are made to believe they have a mindset problem. They stop publishing, invest their time and financial resources in a mindset course that lasts X months, but they are not getting closer to the goal. They are moving away from the goal because if in those 6 months you had put the money into publishing, had put your hands on the keyboard, because that's all the mindset you need. Okay, I'll tell you straight, because I'm not interested in selling you any mindset program, okay? I'll explain to you what mindset is like. You need to take your little hands, put them on the keyboard, and work. Get up and work. Do you have a free moment? Study. This is what needs to be done. There's no mindset that holds, okay? And the results come. Oh no, Pascal, so you didn't do any mental reprogramming course.
That is useful in life. It definitely is, because you need to manage yourself. But not in the course. Come on. In the course, it's useless.
Look, it's just that I'm passionate about how the mind works, mental reprogramming. I've also studied Bob Proctor, Joe Vitale, and many others. I've studied all those things. It's definitely something that fascinates me.
It's that I am passionate. I am passionate too, but it has nothing to do with that activity.
Exactly, indeed.
It has nothing to do with it. Your focus should be on making books, writing them well, and selling them. That's it. That should be the focus, in my opinion.
Yes.
That's all.
Absolutely.
In fact, what I am doing now is publishing as quickly as possible, focusing on that stuff, and then adopting strategies. Because it's not simple. There's the public text, but then the ads need to be studied. And that also takes up a lot of time to study. It takes away many hours a day that most people don't even have to study, which is not very simple. You sit down calmly and understand what has are for publishing, for performing, for spending less, because at the beginning, everything is great. But when you see that you earn a lot and spend less, you are happier.
And so, guys, the focus, as Pascal was saying, should be like this. You decide to do something, you need to have the right information, you need to study it, you decide to dive in head first, and that's it. There's no distraction. There's no, oh, but I'll also study that course. Oh, but I'll also study that other thing. Oh, but the mindset, tunnel vision, one thing only, a course that you obviously make sure is the right one, and go straight ahead like that.
And the soldiers are coming, right? It's the right one, yes, because when I watch the live streams, when I see the videos you have made, you make it seem like a fun thing. It's not boring. It's not like you're there, damn it. Now I have to watch a video. What a drag. Absolutely not. In fact, you even have a couple of laughs. Sure. Damn. Really? Yes. Really? Is it that simple? But that's how it is. Then Richard, when I see the Milanese jokes you make, they are very funny. The course also goes by quickly for you.
Yes, yes. Look, I am also someone who, when studying courses, I study many courses on various topics, obviously. When they do those 1 hour lessons with slides, my eyelids start to droop. I can't stay focused. So, for example, in the course, we made all the lessons short, 10 minutes, 15 minutes. Very friendly, we talk, we chat. There's a metaphor that helps a lot with learning. So not all that formality, those very long lessons. I mean, it's a simple thing. It's simpler than you think.
The course is very well done. The course is very well done. Very good.
Great, indeed.
Thank you all. Thank you, Richard. I have to thank you. Every time I send you a message, I always thank you for the opportunity you are giving us. Actually, it's not you who should thank me, but
Vara, I am happy because I have seen your dedication. And when I see people who are committed, who want to do things well, it fills my heart with joy. I see myself from years ago, okay? So I can only, in fact, I also tell Pascal, you can write to me day or night, call me, don't worry, or not. I mean, I told you, I am always here. So for this reason, I care that people reach their goals and I want to guide them in the right direction. I will never recommend a service or product that they don't need just to make money, and so on and so forth. I will never be condescending. I respond and I want everyone to achieve the best results, okay? So we are here for this. So Pascal, I thank you very much for being here with us. I thank you very much for sharing your testimony so that it can also help other people who might be in your initial situation, who are on various paths and are not getting any results.
it's awful when you study and don't get results. It's awful when you put in so much effort and the results don't come, and you start questioning yourself, asking if it's even possible. You ask yourself questions in a negative way, not in a positive way. You ask yourself a positive question to increase, I don't know, something you know. The question is always negative. Like, why is it going this way? Why can't I succeed? Why? You doubt yourself, and this doesn't, you also doubt yourself, but how is it I'm not capable? Because you don't have the right information? because you don't have the right method. That's all. You don't have the right prices.
Yes, summarizing that the problem is you, but in reality, it is not so.
Instead, it is not like that.
It is absolutely not like that.
I saw it in myself. I studied the same thing with 2 different courses. Something that didn't work well before is now working well for me. So the problem is not me.
But look, it's practically everyone's story. Most of the people who come to me, considering that I am quite new on the scene, come from other training paths and come with not so great experiences to tell you the truth. So they arrive discouraged. If you look at all the interviews, the recurring pattern is this: all people who arrive a bit discouraged and who had not achieved results elsewhere. And so I thought it's these people who now make 10, 15, 20, 30, 40 little huts a month. Okay. That is, we have examples like Christina, like Denisa. Denisa had met her within the group. She too is a delightful person. She also hadn't achieved any results for 2 years. Okay. In fact, she was on the verge of giving up publishing. She came here as a last resort. And in the first 3 months of the year, we started working with the teacher. And in the first 3 months of the year, she made 40 sales. So the problem wasn't her.
Like a dream, like a dream.
Okay, Pascal, I think we've covered everything. We'll stay in touch on Telegram for everything. We're in the group, we're in the live sessions, and then maybe in a while, we'll do a nice update of the interview to see how the next few months have gone. So, let's see a little. You will tell us.
I hope to show a more substantial dashboard.
Yes, more than anything, we need to see if you will have reached the goal. That is, if you will be living off publishing by that time.
So, all right. Thank you for being here. Thank you, guys. Thanks. Greetings to everyone. And have a good evening. Richard, thank you. Thank you, Giuseppe. Thanks a lot. Bye, everyone. Bye.